Hey ho guys and gals, and hello my friends. This is your host Joe, Life with Yosef, with my co-host Dude, who's out here somewhere. And I'm going to do a little update here. Here's my boy, look at him, look at the tail wag. Oh, I love you, little buddy. He's a good pup. Oh, I love you. Oh, look at the tail. Look at the tail wag. Oh, you're such a good boy. Well, the first thing we're going to talk about is my $645 plumbing bill, which I think was worth every damn nickel. Now, when I leave, I shut the water off at the main valve. Now, my main valve is on the side of the house, by where the water softener is. Okay. Well, I came back from the March extravaganza, the Arizona one, where I went and saw my brother and sis. And when I got home, I turned the water on, and you could see the picture right here. It was leaking. Something was wrong. Well, a couple of days before I got home, I got a text from the HOA that they were doing water line work, and here it is right here, but I'm going to come back to this. They were doing water line work out in front, and they're doing it all through the park. So, the park is probably 30 or 40 years old, the infrastructure, though mine is a 2006 still. Now, I'm not saying that correlation means causation, but I found it interesting that they did the work. I get home and I have this. Now, I'm going to point out right here, I'm going to come back to this, that I just said that my shut off is on the side of the house, but here, and I'm going to arrow it here, this is where my connection is from my lot to the water main. Just so you know, because I know that on my neighbor here, she came out and like my first or second day here, very incredibly gently told me, you need to watch how you back up, and she showed out why. I got a 20-foot long truck, and now when I back up, I back straight out, and everything is fine. So you know where my water comes in and where my shutoff is. Now I figured I'd just deal with it when I got back, and that was when I left on the train ride, which turned out to be not nearly what I hoped. I'm an idiot, and the staycation. So when I got back last week, I hemmed and hawed with it, and I went ahead and called Freedom Plumbing in Fort Mojave. And they were up here. I called at 8:30. It was done by noon. My tech was Caleb. He was on top of things. He explained everything. He pointed out that the old one looked like it was for places where it freezes. And since these are all, built on an assembly line, you're not going to get to option that out. So he went under the house, cut the line, took out the old bib, it's called. The fixture is a bib, a hose bib, and installed the new one, where now you see I just have a working shutoff, because the old one was frozen. If it wasn't frozen, I'd have just turned it off and not dealt with it. So I bought him lunch, and I'm very happy with the work. So y'all who are down here in the promised land, Freedom Plumbing in Fort Mojave, I give a 10-10 to. Mahonai Vin was going to come down and see some of his people in Havasu next week, and he had to cancel all that. He has a family issue that, bluntly, is not my secret to tell. So I know he hasn't made content in a good long time. I knew he was moving. You saw me for my film last year of him and I meeting twice to eat. He's really good people. So probably not going to get up to the Pacific Northwest and see him this year, but I'm hoping to next year. Now, my brother and sis and I had planned on meeting at the Grand Canyon at the South Rim and the Devil's Tower the last week in June for a few days, and that got altered. Again, it's not my story to tell, so Sissy's not able to go, and so Charlie's just going to go on a Goldwing ride. He's going to see some of his people, and on his way home, he's going to meet me in Vegas the last week of June when we were going to go camping. Anyway, he's going to meet me on the Tuesday. The Wednesday and the Thursday, I have a day drive itineraries planned for both days. He'll drive, and I'll just, if I get tired, I'll put my head down, which I'm going to address here in a second. So, and then we're going to go. He's going to head home on the Friday. Well, I'm going to go down the Prim. Now, I had talked about this on the Sammy Hagar that I just backed out of entirely, or the spring one. Hell, I can't remember now. Anyway, I'm going to go stay in Prim because Prim is closing. Like, I'm staying there the last weekend, the last weekend in June. Hell, July, the 1st of July, they're not taking reservations and everything's closing on the 4th. Now, I think somebody's going to take over at least the gas station and the fast food. I can't see why McDonald's will close, but when I get down there, I'll certainly have more of a report. But I have wanted to stay at Prim, and I'll talk more about Prim. I've talked about it in the past, but that is one of the things that I have in the cooker. When I did the staycation, I didn't feel well the day that I got up, and I went ahead and canceled my appointment in Flagstaff at the doctor's. And I went to reschedule, and that's going to be in July. So my next RV excursion may be in July when Dude and I go out to Flagstaff, and I'll see how I feel and how much money I'm willing to spend and yada yada, and we'll, how much diesel is, and we'll kind of take it from there. But I do need to go to Flagstaff in July. I'll probably drag it out a week or two. You know me. So I'm going to close. This is, as always, your host, Joe, with my co-host, Dude. Life with Yosef. A little update here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Enjoy your day. Peace be with you. May Freya, in her ever-guiding wisdom, show us all favor on the hunt, through our fields so soft and green, now and in the afterlife.
Strength and honor.
Strength and honor.
Know your worth and never fucking forget it.
You'll never stop on the way back.
And we'll see you for the next one.